dies, papers, buttons, trimmings, ribbons and album making kits. Just about everything you need to be a good crafter.
Hi, we're the team from Daisy Bee Stamps. My name's Nina, this is Josie, and this is my dad Roy. And we design and manufacture our very own polymer stamps. All our designs complement each other so that you can use them again and again to create something new.
Exciting news! For the 5th year in a row, the craft store has been awarded the top accolade of the Platinum Trusted Service Award from Feefo. These awards recognise businesses that deliver exceptional experiences as rated by you, our customers, and we are honoured to have been selected. The Trusted Service Award means you can shop with confidence based on the reviews from over 60,000 The Craft Store customer experiences. Thank you for your independent reviews. It means a lot to us.
Ultimate Finish cleans, polishes and protects in one. No water is required. If you own a car, caravan, motorhome or motorcycle, do not miss the world launch shows this weekend. You don't need water or any other products. All you need is Ultimate Finish. On the shows, you will hear from a motor trade expert who says this is the best product he's ever used. Exclusive on the craft store with big savings and a 5-piece pack. For a limited time, we will also be including 2 additional products at no extra charge, only while stocks last. See the amazing live demonstrations and big savings this Saturday at 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. and Sunday at midday, not to be missed.
Hello and welcome. It's lovely to have your company. I'm really looking forward to this. I've been teasing Lou. Do you know Lou is good? She brought me in biscuits this morning to feed me. You are very good, Lou. You're very good, Lou. You know, don't you? You know you present as well.
Well, it's 7 o'clock. You're either a morning person
or asleep.
Yeah.
Or asleep. Or needing the jammy, don't you?
Yeah, a sugar rush.
Oh, yes. Honestly, it made me proper smile. Lou, we've got I love your jelly, but I love your shows anyway. You're exceptionally talented. But your jelly print shows are ace. Because, I mean, last time we had a show, obviously I got to play as well. And it's lovely because I think you can I get stuck into a way with my gel plate and then forget to do other stuff. And there's so much you can do with a gel plate. I mean, it's an incredible tool, isn't it?
It is. It's an incredible tool. And it's an incredibly quick way to colour and stuff like that. I mean, I love collage is my thing to switch off.
Yeah.
But you can stamp on it, and then you've got a coloured stamped image straight away. You know, bring in a bit of pencil shading if you want to.
Yeah.
But the jelly plate, it's very liberating because there's actually no right or wrong.
Yes. Yeah.
And no colour. You know, no colour's wrong.
Yeah. And you can use anything on it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the lovely thing as well. I remember when I first started, you know, you thought, oh, what are you not allowed on it? You know, and then you start watching videos, it's like, slap everything on it.
It is.
And mine seem to have lived through all sorts.
Well, I know, I'm looking at mine. My 7x5 is a bit coloured from alcoholics, but it doesn't mean it's not going to work. It's just discoloured. I mean, when you think about how our stamps discolour, and we don't bat an eyelid over that.
Absolutely.
So it's having that same sort of idea in your head, sort of thing. That, you know, it shows it's well loved and well used.
Yes, absolutely. And there's always another side when one side gets a bit too battered.
Yeah.
Now, you have got 4 different sizes to go for, so the choice is yours. I haven't got the big one yet, but we have got the big one on the show, which is mighty. £37.99 is your price. You are saving £8 there. It is, I'm going to pick it up for you because I'll show it against my head, because look, it is massive. I haven't got a teeny tiny head. It's kind of, you know, regular. This is massive. So it's a good old, big old gel plate there. I love them when they're brand new, because look how clear that is. Give me that in then 5 minutes and it won't look like that again. You have got basic instructions to get you started there, but a cracking gel plate. So that's your first one, the big one. The next one that we've got here is your 6x6. I think the 6x6 is possibly, I mean, this is the one I've used the most. That's possibly a dead easy one to work with, isn't it? The smaller ones are easy when you're first starting.
I mean, the 6x6 was my entry point, I would say, but then I like square cards, and things like that, so I thought automatically, well, that's a card front.
Yes.
Or a journal page.
Yes, yeah.
Because I started with smaller journal pages.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's perfect for that.
Yeah. Your 6x6, again, dead easy to use, only $18.99 as well, so it's a good price because it's not too expensive if it is going to be your first gel plate. That's 370412. The next one that we've got is the which one? So great, the 8x10. I treated myself to the 8x10 not that long ago. I haven't had it that long, if the truth be known. And I must admit, I do like my 8x10. It's cracking because obviously you've got a lot of surface on there. But it's not for everyone. And this is the thing, isn't it? It's literally, the gel plate will suit what you want to do with it.
Totally. Yeah, whatever size works for you.
Yeah.
But then if you get a bigger gel plate, you can do bigger backgrounds. But if you put your paint in a smaller place, you can do a smaller background.
Exactly.
So the bigger plates can be equally as versatile as a smaller plate.
Yeah. Please don't feel that you need to fill it, because it might be that, you know how I clean my brayer off on a piece of paper, you might be cleaning it off on your other side of your gel plate. You know, there's so much you can do with it. If you do want I always say A4, but it is your 8x10, £27.99. You are saving £6 on that one. 723173 is your item number. Last but not least, another favourite, I bet, is a 5x7, because again, it's a really handy size. If you're thinking cards, it's a good card size. Again, it's a really nice, it's a nice get you started size, isn't it?
It's become, I would say, it's
it
hard
your
to say a favourite, but at the moment,
at the
you know,
moment,
like you have a favourite. It's my favourite
yeah.
favourite at the moment, sort of thing. The main reason for it, it's a great size to carry around.
Yes, yeah.
So, you know, if I was carrying it around, it's a couple of bottles of paint, a brayer, and I'm good to go, sort of thing.
Yeah, it's a cracking little plate. And I do like, all of them have got starting instructions to get you started. Now, if you do want that, only £21.99 is your price. So again, a decent price for just getting yourself started. 043176 is your item number. Obviously, stick around for all the demonstrations. Louie's brilliant. She brings out, I love all the prints, they're well cool. So please don't go anywhere. Now, the placement tool. This is still really very new. When we had it on last time, it absolutely flew. And it's one of those products, you know, honestly, it's one of those products you think, right, do I need that? Do I need it? And then when I were having a go with it, Lou, it like, oh my gosh, yeah, I love it. It's so cool. It allows you to do so many different techniques again.
It does, but what I liked was that you used it in a completely different mindset to the way I used it.
Yeah, yeah.
And that was great, because, like you said, you were just using the middle of your jelly plate, and that's how you work with your jelly plate. Sort of, but the placement tool still allowed you to carry on building the layers in that one area.
Yeah.
Whereas I was doing a whole print.
Yes.
And so it's horses for courses. Yeah, it is a substantial price, I appreciate, but it's a big piece of acrylic.
Yeah, it is.
It's the same width as a jelly plate, and the idea and the reason they did was so it can actually move to your jelly plate.
Yeah, yeah.
So it wasn't slightly less lower.
Yeah.
It would give you. It's a bit like how I would say. I know it sounds a weird thing. When stamping platforms came out,
yes,
and suddenly
it
changed our view on stamping if you weren't sure and everything. So the idea behind it is to. You and I will sit there, and we're quite happy to throw everything at our jelly plate, do the final pull, and we're not worried if it comes up.
Absolutely.
Because then we'll just go, we'll chuck a bit more paint and we'll do another pull.
Yeah.
But for other people, that is like I've done something wrong. So the idea in Jelly Art's head was that, you know, no, let's go back to basics, do one, let's do another. So you can become more and more confident with all your different layers.
Yeah, Yeah. I honestly, I thought, seeing what you can do with it and seeing how easy it is to use. Obviously, again, Louis is going to be demonstrating it. It is a cracking tool. Please have a look at, you know, reviews out there. Have a look at some of the things you can do with this. It is absolutely amazing. You're saving £17 as well today. 2 payments, £46 and £50. It is clear. The backing will come off, but again, Lou will be taking us through that. 427244 is your item number. Now, we've got some new today's as well. The parchment. You may have seen the parchment before. Parchment is lovely because it gives you, again, it gives you a different feel. It gives you a different texture. And, of course, it means you can use it on different things as well. I love that print. That is so cool. We've got feathers on the show if you do want feathers. So you have got a big pack of parchment. Just bear with our details. We are going to get that changed in a few seconds' time. But our system's having a little early morning wobble. Oh, it needs some jammy dodgers, doesn't it? Other biscuits are available, but they're not jammy dodgers. So we have got the parchment. Now in the parchment, it's a big old pack of parchment actually. So you are getting, let me just see on this one, how many sheets do we get there? 50 sheets. Is it 50?
Yeah, and
so,
a big sheet.
Yeah, they're massive, aren't they? I can't get one out. Oh, it's the one there I can actually get hold of. So the big A3 sheets for your parchment, if I just try and pull one from the back there. So you can see, so you've got your parchment, but you've also got in this your mandala stamp, and it's a foamy. I like the fact that it's a foamy. I bet that's lush to use, isn't it?
It is. I mean, I will use acrylic stamps on my gel plate, but the thing is, I'm not very good at cleaning the acrylic stamps afterwards. The foamies seem to just love the layers and layers and layers and layers of paint. Now, that doesn't mean you can't use them as a stamp. Yeah. You know, with normal regular ink, but they do. They seem to love the layers of acrylic. Whereas if I forget, trying to get all the acrylic paint out of
a detailed acrylic stamp. Yeah. So you've got your foamy stamp, loving that, and you've also got. Now, this contents may vary on your mandala sticker, but it's basically a huge, huge peel-off. I know peel-offs aren't on trend anymore or anything, but I actually really like that. I think that is so different. Have you managed to use it with your gel plate then? How interesting. Easy, or I bet that gives you a really interesting print.
It does give you a really interesting print. Not quite as detailed as a stencil, but it really gives you a lovely, subtle background. And obviously, when you think about the size there, if you really wanted to, you could cut it into 4. You could cut it into half, so you've got like half shapes, you know, semicircles. Sorry, the word went at 7 o'clock in the morning, you know.
Don't worry.
But afterwards, on the because I use both, I'll use the positive and the negative, but the negative will still peel away, but instead of being black now, it's all the layers of the paint that you've used.
Nice.
So you've now changed it again.
Yeah. I fancy having a little play with that. And honestly, you can do so much with them. And you can see that's your lovely little mandala stamp. Now, only £16.99 for the full kit. That's 50 sheets and the mandala, and of course that huge peel off. It's 540086 if you'd like to go for that one. Really, really cost effective for that one. So shall we carry on, or? Yeah, okay. I know we haven't got details, but we will get to demo really quickly. So now with this one, we have got 2 stencils. Now with your 2 stencils and your stamps, these are big stencils. So with these ones, I mean, you can, if I just look at these, so you've got obviously you get the stencil, you get the mask as well. You've got the solid flower there, so these do come out of the packaging. So when you look at these, you've got a lot of different prints going on here, haven't we, Lou?
Oh, definitely, because you could mask off, like you were saying. So where you've got an open area, you could put that straight away on your jelly plate and print within that open area only.
Yeah, yeah.
But then you've also got the benefit of actually having the additional stencil elements on top.
Yeah.
So you could put down like a layer of paint and put all the little smaller elements on top of the paint, pull a print. Yeah. And then you've got floral elements again. You can do so much with the smaller bits.
Yeah.
Not just as a stencil, something. So I was playing with them, as you can see, with the smaller jelly plate as well, and then stamping on top.
Yeah.
And like you said, they're small and mighty.
Small but mighty.
Yeah.
We like those. Lots of different print. You've also got the stamp as well. Now, you are saving £6 on this one if you'd like to go for this. So it is 408,116. And what is the price? Sorry. There we go. So £10 and 80 the price. 408,116 your item number. Are we still going down? Okay. So next we've got for you another new today. Now, again, this is absolutely fabulous. I love this stencil. We have got your stars. I really like star stencils. It's one of my, I just really like it when you texture based. So you've got your star stencil. You've also got, and this is That's Crafters Workshop, which is wonderful. Always with TCW, always have a look at the designers, because the designers are amazing. So you've got your tile stencil, and then you've got your lovely dots. Can't have too many dots, and I really like the pattern on there. You've also got in this one 6 of your lovely little star coasters. So again, a really nice collection of stencils, and of course loads you can do with that. Only £20 and 96 your price there, and we are saving £3. 938628 your item number. Last but not least that we're going to show you live. Obviously we have got loads on the website, so please check the website. So in this kit we've got another couple of foamies. This time you've got little flower ones. And you can see there, so you've got your little flower foamies. I'm liking the foamies. You've also got your stencils. So you've got the masks and the stencils. So you've got the open area, you've got the actual mask, and then you've got the detail as well. So it is kind of a 3-for-1. With this, now this won't come out. That is actually built into the stencil. So that's staying where it is, as is that. So these are a solid piece, if you will. It's all part of that. And then your mask at the bottom. You've then got one of our lovely Dolly Arts stamps. That is beautiful, actually. That is so decorative. And then that is such a nice stencil from Tim Holtz. Really gorgeous. If you would like this kit, you're saving £8 on that one. £19 and 96, 756266 your item number. Now, please check the website out. We have got loads of goodies. We've got loads of textures on there. We've got different kits. We've got some of the textures actually from Ciao Bella, which are beautiful. I mean, they're actually MDF, but to make books. But yeah, you can use them for textures as well. There's all sorts. So please do have a little perusal, see what you fancy. If you've got questions, we are live. So please email us in studio@thecraftstore.com. But obviously, if you've been playing with your a wonderful jelly plate and you have got pictures, then we'd love to see what you've been doing as well, especially if you've been using that placement tool. Anyway, my favourite bit, our Lou. Look at her, she's so organised. What are we up to first, our lovely Lou?
Right, sorry, I have done one already because I've been using mine, sort of thing. So what I'm just going to trim the corners for this so I can show you what I did with the original. Right. Because it's nice to have clean as well as sometimes. So where we've got the, that's that main mandala that we've got on. Let's get a white piece of card. We'll probably show it off a little bit better. And all I've done is I put it on a piece of acetate, and this is packaging.
Right, okay.
So I've not gone, it's nothing fancy.
Yeah.
But then I've kept the other part, which is the waste left over.
Yeah.
And I print with mine. So, for example, if I grab the ones that I've been using, so you can see that's the piece that I put on the acetate, and that, I think, was the plastic packaging that actually came in.
Yeah.
Don't worry. And then I've been using this part to also print on. So now I've got all the different colours, but I've also got the bonus that these all lift away, and I can use them as stickers. But as you build up more and more of your layers, these will all now suddenly change colour because of the acrylic. One of the bonuses of acrylic, isn't it? Sort of thing.
Of course.
Right, so I just thought we'd get those ready.
I think it's a different way of using them. It's an interesting way of using them. If you do like those stickers, we've got 3 of the stickers, and they do come with the That's Crafters Workshop. And honestly, I'm a fan of TCW. They come with one of your 12 by 12 Fancy Mandala stencils, and you're getting 3 of your peel-off stickers for £11.99. And remember, these are the big stickers, not little ones. These are the big ones. 547234 your item number.
Right, I thought I'd quickly, before I start, to talk about the placement tool.
Yeah.
Now, yours obviously will come a little bit cleaner. You don't have to be quite as messy as I am. But the placement tool was designed to go for the main jelly plates that we all seem to go for first. So so each of these here, and they're actually engraved in. They're not stickers, so they're not going to disappear. So we've got our 6x6, our 5x7, our little 3x5, which is such a cool plate, and then this one on the inside here is our 8x10.
Wonderful.
So it's designed like we would use a stamp platform.
Right.
So where you could then keep inking, add more ink, add more. This is it's that concept in your head, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then all you do is move it to fit each plate that you're using. Now we get these here, and they've got metal in them.
Right.
Now, as I said before, I have tried to take pliers to them to see if they'd come out.
Yeah.
Because
They're
if you're
solid.
carrying them around, the last thing you need is them to come away, and they're not. They're absolutely solid. So all you would do is put them where the size of the plate you're working on. So this is the 7x5.
Super.
And then when you've got everything layered up, that fits there perfectly. But as you can see, my jelly plate is the same width, is it? So it is a solid piece of acrylic.
Solid kit, isn't it?
And you've got your measurements on there. Now, it's been designed to go for the US A4 style, but that doesn't mean we can't use our A4 paper. Cut it down if you need to, or... I mean, for me, what I've said to people before is put an arrow in the back on the back of the of your piece of card, and then it works. You know which way you're going, sort of thing.
Perfect.
Right. Oh, you know, you should go, what should we play with first?
Decisions.
I know, I've got everything out. You know, you go, I've got everything out.
Everything's organised, but it is a bit like, I don't know where to start.
I know, I'm a bit like, what shall I start? What shall I start? What shall I start? So I've got a bit of the Ciao Bella, I've got that, I've got that, I've got that.
So which are you starting?
I'm going to start with the 8x10.
Oh, gorgeous.
Obviously, as you can see, my plate is mucky, and I think that's one of the bonuses because you get this then building up in your print. That's not a negative. That's
it's always a positive. Never. I'd absolutely actively discourage people from going and cleaning the plates properly.
It's very hard for some people.
I know. Please don't do it.
It's very, very hard. So I'm shaking my paints up.
Honestly, don't, because you can get some gorgeous prints with
because if I just put white paint or a metallic now and then pull this, you'd get a background to start with.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm going to go for quite dark colours to start with, and I'm trying to embrace purple, Leonie. I'm trying.
Are you like me? I'm not a purple fan.
I just don't blend it.
Yeah.
It's not because I don't like the colour. It's just because I can't seem to blend it very well.
So you're trying.
I'm trying. So I've gone for it. So I've gone the blue, and I've gone for a pinky colour.
Yeah, I like the blue.
Sort of them.
Beautiful.
And I'm just going to build it up that way.
And I love it because you're using your small one to clean your brayer on.
Yeah. Now the other thing I am going to do as well is these are backgrounds that I didn't love.
Right. Okay.
So I've now cut them into tags.
Beautiful.
So I will actually, let's put a random selection there. I will actually use those as my mop-up as well.
Superb.
With the paint.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So now if I take, let's take this, I can actually...
So now that, obviously, the side that you're using is the side with the actual peel-off on it.
Yeah. So that's just on a piece of... So that's going to be the same on there.
Marvellous.
And because now I'm going to be honest and say the first couple of times you use it, you will feel it slip because it's. But once you start building up your layers of paint,
right? Yeah.
It will become. Oh, I want that pink there. And one of the things I like about this as well, so that you can. Oh, sorry, I'm lost now. You've lost me now. You know when you just sit there and go, you've lost me now.
Yeah, I know this well.
I'm not going to do a complicated print. I'm just going to put one down. I won't use the placement tool for this one, but I'll use it for the 7x5.
Beautiful.
But so it'll give a nice subtle print. Yeah. It's probably not as thick as some of our stencils.
Yes.
But sometimes sometimes having a nice subtle background and building up is just wonderful.
Well, then it's just different, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's interesting.
So as you can see there, so that's just using and lightly pressing on it. And I haven't really pressed into it at all. And it creates a start.
I like that.
But it creates a starting point for a background now to carry on building
absolutely.
And doing other things with.
Yeah,
which...
it is subtle. I like that a lot, actually.
I'm going to put that over there. So I'm going to start, oh, look at that one. I'm going to let that one dry off a bit. So I'm going to use similar colours again, and we'll start building up, but I'll use it with the placement tool.
Okay.
Sorry, this is my mat, this is my Jelly Arts mat. My husband just goes, ooh. You know when you go, and I go,
it's all my mats.
It's mine, go away, yeah. So if I stick to similar colour. So I'm going to do a similar thing, and we can build it up, and then what we'll do is we'll add a few more layers on top.
Beautiful.
So I said I'm trying to go for the purple. And then I will sit here, and on tags now that I had cut out with backgrounds, I will sit there and put... So I won't waste them. I know you can use the opposite side. Let's blend in a bit of colour there. But I can then... I'm now starting getting other backgrounds, so why waste your paint? Because sometimes I know we did say we use the mop-ups, but we don't always.
Yeah. No, it's nice to actually like that, because tags are kind of handy just to have, aren't they? So this is the waste. This is the waste bit. I like that, because you're definitely getting your 2 for 1.
Oh, definitely. And you can do... So I've got oh, that looks cool.
That looks really good. That's done a good pickup, actually.
So this, can you feel it? It's slipping slightly because it's the plastic, technically on the plastic as such. Yeah. But the more you use it and the more the paints go on it, the less it slips.
Of course.
So we've got that layer there.
Lovely.
Now I'm going to have to move things over just so I can get this in. So the placement tool, even by the 8x10, sits like that there. So that's the markings for the 8x10.
Cool.
So all I would do is I prefer to put my finger in the corner, line up the sides, and then push it down. Now, mine is messy because I leave mine there.
Yeah.
If you want to keep yours clean, just push it. Just push it away.
Mine would be messy too.
Yeah. I mean, I do push it away. You know, sometimes where you've got a build-up on a jelly plate and it's the lovely crusty edge and you want to pull those bits, I will, I do push it away that way as well.
Yeah, I like the crunchy bits at the side.
Sort of thing. So...
You always make me want to get my gel plate out, Lou.
So really that do. Now is with the...
lovely.
That is with the negative of... So you've created... So it's probably a little bit more subtler than if we were using an actual stencil.
It's interesting because, again, it's just something different. And the thing is, they're very, very cost-effective, aren't they?
Oh, totally.
But then, obviously, you can use them afterwards. You don't... You can use them a few times for print, but then actually use them on your finished, on your finished product.
Right, I'm going to go for a gold. I was trying to think of colours that go together. And then I'm thinking, oh, why go? It's early in the morning. Let's just go for it.
It's not even 7:30, love.
No,
I mean, it's not even 7:30. I'm
stood
at work.
And I'm sitting here thinking of colour coordinations and things like that. You just sit there and go, that's not fair.
Yeah, I'm sitting here wondering what we're doing here at 7:30 in the morning.
I know. Frightening, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very frightening, but actually it's lovely.
Now, one of the questions I suppose you would probably get asked it a lot as well is how much paint do you put onto your jelly plate? And I'm going to be honest and say that is a learning curve.
Yes, it is. I used to absolutely overload it.
So I've done that deliberately now here, and that's where making tags and different backgrounds came in for me.
Yeah.
And doing different things. So I'm just going to put a little bit of metallic.
Basically, the rule of thumb, if it's kind of really slidey,
like now,
you've put too much paint on, haven't you?
Yeah, because you'll notice it because your roller won't feel like it's rolling.
Yes, yeah.
That's the only way I can say it. Yeah.
And also, I mean, if you've put paint on and it's slopping out the side of your gel plate, you've absolutely put too much paint on.
And then that's when you see a lot of us will sit there and we'll have a second jelly plate, or like I'm going to do now, I'm just going to grab this tag.
Because this is it, the more you roll, the more you use your brayer, you actually start lifting paint off, don't you?
Yeah.
So if you do love what you've done, don't brayer it too much, because then you start lifting it back off again. So I like that colour already. You haven't even done anything, I like it.
And I've done a gold with it. So I'm going to get one of the foamies. I love like I said, the foamies are great because I don't clean them.
Yes.
And I know that sounds a really bizarre thing. They seem to love all the different colours. Now, I've gone for light colours. Let's see if I can get it to stand out. I'm running out of space here, but we'll see. So I'm just going to go over the top here. I'm sorry if you can't see.
It's okay.
But It's very subtle.
Right, yeah,
So
yeah.
all I'm doing is I'm taking the acrylic paint, I'm going to put one on that small block.
So the foamies, now remember your foamies do come with that mandala stick sheet as well. And you're also getting your 50 sheets of parchment with that kit. So it's a cracking kit for $16.99.
Oh, they're lovely, and they're solid. Like I said, you can use them with your stamps. So I've just stamped a little bit there so you can see it does stamp up. But all I want to do is I'm building up this background. And I will put a little bit there because we've got a little bit of blue coming through on there.
Marvellous.
So I'm just going to pick up some of the blue that's on here.
And transfer.
And transfer.
So you're now actually putting ink on it, aren't you?
Yeah, so I'm putting the blue that I put on from a previous print onto there. So
Beautiful.
let's move that out of the way. So I keep loads of prints and build onto them.
Yeah.
So like I'll keep that one now and I'll add more and more different layers onto it. So if we put this on here now.
What card do you like printing onto? Have you got a favourite? Or just everything?
This is a white smooth. I think it's something like a 250.
Yeah.
But I will print on to anything.
Yeah. You have to be careful with copier paper, don't you? I remember starting with copier paper and doing loads of prints. But if you put too much pressure, your copy paper sort of sticks to your gel plate, doesn't it?
It does. So that's now looking at the mandala foamy.
Yeah, that's
with a
so
little
cool.
bit. And it's the faux art metallics that we've got on the website that I'm using. But where I've got the blue coming through, and I've pulled the blue from the smaller plates.
That looks really good.
So, you know, I can actually add that onto there.
I love that. I love that you're printing on and lifting off. I think that's ace.
So let's grab.
Good.
What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to grab. I keep my little mask. This is one of the stencils we've got, the Pronti ones.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to grab those little circles out.
Well, you're grabbing circles. Can I give a quick recap?
Yeah.
Now, if you do want the paints are on the website, so please have a look at those. They are the folk art paints. But yeah, I will be really quick and get back to Lou. But first of all, we have got our gel plates. Now, you have got the different sizes to go for. The big one, the 9x12. This is a super size, $37.99. And when you think about the price and what you can do with it, I mean, it is a really, really cost-effective price. And you are saving £8 on that today. 939,498. We've then got the 6x6, which is actually where I started as well with the 6x6. It's just such a handy plate and it's proper cost effective today. $18.99. If you're just starting out and this is going to be your first gel plate and you're thinking, oh, I don't know, that's the one I go for, you know. A, because the price is really good, but also because it's not a scary size. 370412 is your item number. You've then got for us the 8x10. I must admit, this is the one I've got now and I love it. Again, you can do so much, but yeah, I love that one. £27.99 is your price there, £74, 728173. And then we have got your 5x7. So again, another cracking size to get started. But also, it's not just for getting started. I mean, for doing layers, obviously for working with your other gel plates as well. Just £21.99. 043176 is your item number. Now, the placement tool. So many ways you can use this. It's such a good tool. You can do your layers. So when you look at, let me just have a look at something. So when you look at things, then you know, and you can see layers and layers and layers. Your placement tool helps keep it in that frame. Can you see? So every time you do another layer and another layer, it will keep it within, and that'll be your 5x7. It'll keep it within that frame. So it allows you to build, it allows you to create some beautiful, beautiful backgrounds. And it's easy to use as well. It is a solid tool. The paper does come off, so it's absolutely, you can see at the corner there, so it's going to be absolutely crystal clear. You have got the bars that'll move along. I mean, it's solid. It's a solid piece of kit, is this one. And when you've had a play with it, honestly, it's one of those that you go, oh my word, yeah, that is a game changer. It is a substantial purchase, but yeah, please have a play with it. Remember, if you're going for it today, you've got your two flexes, 4 to 650, so you don't need to pay the second one for a month, and we don't charge any interest on that. And of course, you've still got your 14-day money-back guarantee. And do remember, you are saving £17 today. 427244 is your item number. Yeah, the parchment. Now, with your parchment, you have got 50 sheets here. With your parchment, it does look absolutely gorgeous when it's printed on. It gives you that beautiful sort of transparency, you know, and I love that because, again, you might be doing different things with it. You know, you might be using this with lights behind so it twinkles. You might be using this for the texture, because it's that texture which is super different as well. You know, your the platform, that's the kind of thing as well you can do with your platform, because the placement is absolutely perfect. But if you do want your parchment, you've got 50 sheets here. Now, you've also got the outline sticker. This is what Lou's just been showing us, the sticker and the bits left over. You can print with both of those, and of course a mandala for me to again give you loads and loads of beautiful prints. Honestly, it's well cool, is that. With your sticker, your contents may vary. There's 3 different designs, so you're going to get one of them. 540086. If you want all 3 of those, we have got an option where you're getting 3 of the stickers with a stencil as well. So if you do want to go for that one, please check that one out on the website, because that is available. Now, we've also got for you the beautiful oh, I nearly said it wrong then. The stencils by it is Ponte, isn't it? Yeah, Pronte. I knew it were that, but I forgot the R in it. Your Pronte stencils. Now, what you've got here, you've got, see, this is separate. So that's that will come out of the actual, here you go. Yeah, let me just show you. So that comes out. Get my finger in there. So it's not, you know, it's not like the butterfly where that doesn't come out. This will actually come out. So that is a separate stencil. So all of those will actually come out. So you've got so many different stencils in there. And of course, you've got the masks. You've also got the little stamps as well, which is super delicate. When you have a look at them, how pretty are they? Really, really cute. Now, it's a great price on this one. You are saving £6 on this whole collection. Only £10 and 80p. So, yeah, a complete bargain there. Now, that is 408116, your item number. If you want to go for those. Now, next we have got for you, again, more gorgeous stencils. Stencils, I'm a huge stencil fan, because obviously you can use them in so many ways. Now, with your jelly plate, you can use all your inks. You can use your spritzers, you know, and this is the thing. It allows you to maximise your stencils. Now, you have got with this one, I love that circle one. I think that's really cool. You've then got the beautiful towel from That's Crafters Workshop. You've then got that wonderful little... and that's Crafters Workshop as well. One of the slimline ones, the beautiful stars. You've also got your wonderful coasters as well. Remember, you can print on your coasters. And I would, if I were printing on the coasters, I'd actually give them a layer of white paint or gesso and then do a print on them. But you can get some beautiful prints on those. That stencil, that tile stencil, is absolutely gorgeous. And it's one of those that, whether you're stamping in it, whether you are using it for gel plates, whatever you're doing, it's got so much interest in it. Now, only £20 and 96p for that kit. That is 938628, your item number. Now, last but by no means least that we're going to show you on the counter. And again, this is lovely. You've got your butterflies. So you've got the actual masks. They're separate. But then you've got your aperture and you've got your detail. But these are within the Mylar. So these aren't going to come out. That's all one solid sheet there. You've also got that beautiful butterfly from Darla. I really like that one. It's so delicate, and actually it's got sentiment in there. If nothing changes, I can't read today. There'd be no butterflies. Honestly, my eyes. And this is true, isn't it? things have to change, and you don't know what you're going to get. It might be beautiful. You've also got that incredible stencil, and you've got 2 of your flower foamers. We are approaching a third of the stock gone here, so this one has been really popular. £19.96 is your price, and you are saving £8 here. 756266, your item number for that one. Now, you know I mentioned those 3 stickers. These are the ones. So you've got all 3 stickers, and that is one of those big 12 by 12 stencils from That's Crafters Workshop. Only £11.99 as well. Honestly, that is such a good price. 547234 is your item number. Lou's made me want to play with peel-offs on my gel plate. If you've any questions, email in. Lou has got another show. What time are you up later?
11.
That's with me and all, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
I've got a right nice day today, because I've got you twice and I've got Abs twice. Ooh. I know, right? Boom, my day is good. Not saying that the other guests aren't good, that sounds you know when you say something, you go, oh, I should have... Because it could be taken right the wrong way. But anyway, have a lovely day, so whatever. Whatever, Leonie, shut up, Pastor Lou. Got a lovely day.
Oh. Right, so what I thought I'd do is show you how the placement tool. So we did this print before. Look at me already. And I thought what we can do is show where the placement tool comes into its own.
Perfect.
I'm loving all these crusty bits. I really feel like putting this away now and leaving it.
Saving it for the crusty bits.
I don't want to... actually, I think I might have enough. We'll see. And what I want to do is I just want to pick up some of the corner areas only.
Yes.
You know, this is when I'm thinking, did I put an arrow on my own? Okay. You tell people, I say that to advice, right, so let's go through that there. Oh, that's looking nice. Well, that might have to stay as it is. And I'll use the other masks in a minute. I'm just going to use the foamy at the moment.
Beautiful. So picking the paint up that you've put on and then moving it over. I like that.
And now some of this centre bit, because it'll dry quicker, might not be there. I'm using some of the other foamies as well. But this is one of the things about jelly plate printing. If it doesn't come off, it doesn't come off, you know. So I'm going to put it in the corner again, and then I line it up.
Beautiful. And that'll mean you're going to get it exactly over your first print.
Yeah. You know when you think, now, should I put a little arrow there at this time of the morning? You just go, if it doesn't matter. I'll just go and do it again.
If it's the right way round, it'll be exactly
where I want it to be. You know when I'm just going...
As it is it? Yay! Oh, I love that, Lou.
I can now do it there, and it's picked up some of the foamies in the middle because the paint is slightly dry. So now I can add to it, and this is one of the benefits of it. So if I went around the whole lot, I'd have a frame that way. But this is one of the benefits of the actual placement tool in that respect.
You can get it spot on. Right. I really like that because, it takes away the guesswork. There's been so many times that I'm trying to layer and I've done it wrong. I'm not wrong, but I've
I know what you mean.
I haven't layered because I'm guessing. But with that, there is no guesswork.
No.
You have got it exactly the right position every single time.
Right, so I'm going to be, overly brave now. You know when you go, should I or shouldn't I?
Do it.
So this is an old print I did.
That's beautiful.
But I'm not... It's not quite lined up because I can see I didn't put it straight. But let's go for it anyhow. Let's go for it. So this is what all the waste. So I don't actually know what this is going to turn out like. I'm actually going to go for cream. I'm going to go for a metallic cream.
Oh, nice.
Well, because it's lots of dark colours there.
Yeah.
So it might be. And obviously when we do a lift plate, we normally put less paint on than we would do if we were normally filling it. Because all we were asking this to do is just to wake up the paint behind it. Yeah. Not going to waste you.
Just have to sort of adhere together, don't they?
Yeah. So let's have a think which way. We'll soon find out if I've got... Oh, right. Now what I need to do is that. So I might have to put some more paint on because I've changed my plate size.
Right, of course.
So I had it on 8 by 10. So we'll see if I can lift this now because I haven't left it too long. If it doesn't matter, I'll do another one. But I keep all the different prints that you go...
Yeah.
Why waste them?
Yeah. When you can come back and actually see what you can get.
Now, if we need to pull this again, we can do. But there you go. I went over that previous green. So I didn't like the green background that I had before, but I've just gone over at that. So that is one of the benefits.
You've still got some of that background coming through, which I love, absolutely love. That's well cool.
So it's actually being that precise that you're printing in the same location. So, I mean, I've got loads of backgrounds sitting there, and you're just probably as bad as I am.
Yeah,
but it's not now, you don't turn it over. You can carry on printing and printing. And this is dark, but then I can sit there and do something else and lighten it up, which is what I was going to do.
Yeah, no, that would be brilliant. That placement tool, if you do want your placement tool, it is a cracking tool. And for that, I know it's a substantial price, but it does allow you to do so many different things. You are saving £14. You've got your flexi. No interest is charged on that, and you have got your 14-day money-back guarantee. So obviously you can get it home, see if it's for you. So you have got that that peace of mind as well, quite frankly. If you would like to get hold of that, please check your baskets out. 427-244. We've just got 14 minutes left, I believe.
Okay, here we go. Oh, right. So this is some of the stencil. And I like these because you've got, that's the stencil part here, but you get all these lovely little small.
Yeah, I like the little circles.
Yeah, and so you can then start randomly creating. Now, I did liberate a piece of packaging.
Oh, good.
Mine has got to the stage now where it's, I've used it so much that it's peeling off and leaving bits of paint on the plate.
Interesting.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, I bet that looks quite cool.
It does. So if I take these away now.
See, it's just so interesting, isn't it, gel plate?
And I'm going to put this back in, and we know this one was the one I've done before.
Yeah.
And I've gone for slightly white colour. So I said, if push yours away, if you don't want to get it too messy. But it doesn't have to. I could still pull this print and leave it there. You don't have to push it away if you don't want to. So hopefully, so now I've put that white layer on top. So I've now knocked back the darkness.
Yeah.
By
and
adding
you've got that texture as well. I love where the circles have been because that gives you that kind of solid, doesn't it?
Yeah, and this is why the placement tool came about, was being able to break down all your layers, you know, one layer at a time, one layer at a time, one layer at a time. Yeah. And that's that way there. Right.
And that is spot on. I mean, literally, it's spot on. You couldn't. That is so difficult to do if you haven't got the placement tool.
It is. It's very hard. I mean, I know there was ways we did it, but I would have to stick paper down. I would then have to make sure the paper that I stuck down was the same size as the one I was printing on.
Yeah.
You know, so you could get it in perfect placement all the time. Or I'd make a false hinge, you know, with a piece of washi.
Yeah.
And then pray the hope the washi wouldn't move.
Yeah.
Which is,
I used to have, like, the size of paper to the size of my block that I run. Yeah. But that would mean I'd have to have that size of paper all the time.
All the time, yeah.
So that were a faff as well.
Yeah, because when you're talking about, like, a 6x6, you're left with a little bit of a waste that doesn't quite... So you turn it into tags, don't you, as such? Right, so what I thought we'd do is I'm going to keep the 7x5.
Beautiful.
And one of the things I like to do with the placement tool, and it's... I'm sorry, I'm just going to put the excess on here. I'm just building up another. I will use that print up.
Fabulous.
And I've had this one sitting here doing nothing, so I'm not going to waste the paint. You know, when you go, I don't know what this is going to turn out like. Because this is on an old piece of paper, but sorry, I can't waste that at the moment. You know, you go.
That's a little beaut.
That's
I like that a lot.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
So that's one of the reasons. So I'm going to just put a little bit more on here. And that horrible bright pink tag that I didn't like now is being knocked back, ready for something else.
Perfect.
So what I want to do is I just want to build up some other bits. So you can see this beautiful mandala now.
Yeah. And now you really can see how crisp that is. I mean, that is a good print, isn't it?
It is. And then I'm going to grab, because I want a tiny little bit, because we've got the mandalas. I just want to grab a tiny little bit there.
Well, I like that because it looks really interesting. Because it's not solid like the actual mandala stamp. It's more, it's almost more distressed.
It is more distressed. Now this I've taken this time is the 8x10.
Right.
So I've now taken a 7x5, and one of the things I'm really sometimes to me the outside of a print looks lovely and the inside...
Yeah.
But now I'm going to build up on the inside here.
Oh, wow.
So I'm going to gradually build up. So now I've got a lighter area to work in. So I've created my bigger print, but I can create a focal area now around the outside.
And that's why those two plates go together beautifully as well.
And if you've got the 3x5 plate as well, that fits inside. So you can create 3 layers within.
Yeah.
And so now, where this one is here, I would actually now build up around the outside and make the focal point in here. But I just wanted to show that, you know, that you could start. So I really like it's never ending. You know, when you just go, it's like never ending.
Yeah, that looks so effective.
And that's one of the reasons I love the foamies, because, I mean, I can stamp with these. I can get my ink out once the paint is dry, and we could still stamp with them.
Yeah.
But... you know, you go, oh, I'm in my element now. You know, you just sit there and go, I'm actually in my element. Right, so, I'm going to... Do you want me to go with 8x10 or the 7x5? What would you prefer?
It's up to you, Lou. We're just letting you play, quite frankly.
Oh, well, that's even better, because I was thinking, oh, please don't make me think. Without being horrible. You know, you go. Right.
It's early, Lou. We don't require thinking at this stage.
I'm going to have to do a bit of blue. Right, now, I've got this on here, but I'm not really worried if it mixes all in.
Beautiful.
Now, with the acrylic paint, some people have asked, you know, like... because it's got a binder in it, if a clear liquid comes out, it just means you need to shake your paint just a little bit more. And you might find that you need to be a little bit more vigorous with a metallic. And one thing we have got on the website, which is super cool, is we've got the Decoart fluid mediums.
Oh, nice.
Now, they're little tiny bottles. I have got some. I'll do some for the 11 o'clock. They're little, and you mix it in, because they've got a satin finish.
Yeah.
So where you've got the matte and then the satin, and they've got an explosion of colour. Sorry, I'm in a...
And they are beautiful as well. The colours in there are just gorgeous.
And it's unusual to have, because it's like a polymer. It's unusual to have that satin finish.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm just going to.
I'm loving your greens. They are so gorgeous.
I just thought we'll have some nice bright.
That's just fabulous.
Now you don't have to take your paint all the way to the edges if you don't want to. You know, so I've got that here. I'm just going to build that up there, and I will put another layer on that. Let's put the green on here. So I've just built so I keep all these because now to me they're workable. So I'm going to keep. I love these.
Yeah, good. It's really nice, isn't it? Because it's a different way of using them. Absolutely.
But if I just grab, I'll do the other one as well, just to show. So now each print you take becomes more and more detailed. So if I take this one here, and we're going to put that on the opposite corner. Now, if you were probably a little bit more logical than I'm being and stuck to the same colour family each time you were printing, I'm just going to grab a white piece of card just to show you what I'm thinking. When you've got that finished, and you turn it over this way, you've got a real stained glass effect when you've had enough. So if you stuck to the same colours,
that looks
all
effective.
the time, she says, you know, you just go. But you don't. Right, now, so I've got the 8x10. So all I'm doing is, if I want to put the perfect placement back in again, is I'm just moving these, she says, trying to reach over. There we go.
Yay.
Back in there. And they sit, because they wanted metal pegs, not plastic.
Yes.
So they sat and they didn't move.
Yeah, and it's quality, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, they're solid. Even these rod bits are the same width, believe it or not, as your jelly plate.
Really?
Because you didn't really need to do that. So that... it's just so the legs then go all the way to the bottom, all the way through.
Yeah. I do think it's one of those tools that it's like, oh my gosh, that's genius, because it really does make a difference.
So we've got that. Oh, I love that.
I like that. It looks rather moody.
It does.
And I do, I love that print. Can you see the print? That looks really effective.
Isn't it?
Yeah. I like it because when you put the paint on, it looks so much stronger.
It is.
But
it's
when
because
you
it
do
had
the print, that's a subtle print.
It's a very, very subtle print. I love the soft green up there. Right, so, you know, I'm just like going, ooh, let's go.
We've had a question. Printing onto Calico. So the question is, what's the question? Can we? So can we print on Calico?
Yeah, we can print on... if you want it to be permanent, i.e. as in washable, wearable, there are lots of different fabric mediums that you add to your acrylic paints.
Yes, yeah.
And then that means once they've set and you've iron set them, you can then wash them and the acrylic doesn't wear away.
Yeah.
If you're doing it for something decorative, you can...
Yeah, you can go for it.
Go for it, sort of thing, especially if you're not going to wash it.
Yeah.
The acrylic will sit there.
Yeah.
Sometimes if you want to give it an extra coating, what you could do is do your pattern and then go over with gel medium.
Yes.
So if you like, if we did our pattern like this, and this was on a piece of calico, we could put a piece of gel medium on the plate, which will clean it. You can put your piece of material back in place, and it would cover it.
Of course. And then you get the coating, and it protects it. Yeah.
But yeah, you can print on most things. Like I said, there is an additive. We used to have it on the website.
Yeah.
It was a Decoart one, and I think it was one part of that with your acrylic.
Yeah. And that made it...
And I used to be lazy and mix it on my jelly plate, you know, like put 2 dots beside each other and go, and then...
That's a good way of doing it.
That's
brilliant.
Well, I couldn't be with a spoon. I just didn't do that sort of thing.
So basically, yes, you can print on Calico. Any fabrics, I mean, obviously if it's, you know, if it's an open weave, you won't, the print won't be perfect, but just play, just go for it. And there's that many fabric paints as well. And there's a lot of fabric paints you can use on your gel plate, so please have a little play with that one. As for storage, don't store them like I do and dump them in, and then when you look, it's like, oh, I shouldn't have had my brayer actually wedged into it. Then you need to store them. Do you keep the plastic packaging to store?
I keep the clamshells, yeah. So that's my 8x10, so I keep the clamshells. Now, Jelly Arts recommends that you keep in the clamshell. If you really want to, you can put it in between 2 pieces of copier paper.
Right.
The only advice I would give you is, if you're going to do that, is put it down one side and smooth out any air bubbles, because it will then leave that little mark in your plate. Turn it over and do the other side. But you don't have to. 9 times out of 10, mine I just store in the clamshell straight away, because it's
easy.
It's easier. But you keep yours here, you see, so that's a little bit of a difference.
Yeah.
Compared to me, if that makes sense, sort of thing.
Yeah, honestly,
you're moving yours around.
Mine are terribly stored. But yeah, keeping them in clamshells is good, because honestly, and after a workshop, it's like, oh my good grief. Yeah, that is your best way of doing it, really. Do not let anything press into it while you're storing, because it will imprint on it. I have obviously discovered this. So thank you for your questions. We've got about 3 minutes. Over to you.
Oh, sorry, I was just cleaning my plate up to do another print.
It's all right, love.
You know, you just go, I thought I'd just clean it up and just have a...
We're back, we're watching.
So that is just clean up. Oh, look at that on the black, that's nice.
That looks cool. And this is the thing, isn't it? Don't think you only have to print onto white card. Print onto coloured card as well.
I mean, I think... we don't use the black cards in our crafts. I mean, this is a tag that I had already printed, and it's picked up some, but it's left some of my pattern.
Yeah, I love that. And that's a beautiful tag as well, actually. It's becoming a really cool tag.
They do sort of think, oh, so I'm just printing. And this is an acrylic tag.
Yeah.
So I just wanted, I've cut loads out. Right, so I was just going to pull that off. So it was done. I might just do another quick layer. While you were talking, you see, I was just thought, oh, well, I'll clean my jelly plate up.
Have a little play.
And then I'll clean some of the bits like that. So I'll just give it a quick clean.
Beautiful.
Not going to worry about the print, but we can then use it.
2 minutes, Arlo.
Oh, there you go. I thought I had a big piece of black card there, but I will do that 11, because I wanted to actually clean it off onto black and build up with the black.
Yeah.
Because printing onto dark card has always been the thing that's been hit and miss for me. I'm going to be 100%. This has helped because I can start with a lighter base.
Yes.
And then I can then use all the darker colours I want.
Yeah. While you're doing that, I'm just going to tell you that butterfly one has been super busy as well. If you would like to get hold of that, the butterflies, the stamp, the beautiful stencil, and of course the form is for £19.96, saving £8 there. 756266 is your item number. A third of the stock has gone on that one. Back to Lou. Well, I forgot about a minute. Yeah, minute.
Okay.
Super quick.
Oh, that yellow. I didn't want that yellow. You know, you go panic.
Lou will be back at 11.
You just go, oh. So I'm just going to put a light bit of the green on top of here.
Possibly my favourite green. That's so delicious.
That tag is looking really cool. Sorry. I know what I'm going to be doing between shows. You know, you just go, oh.
The placement tool, you see, you're bringing it in again and again and again. I mean, you are using it like so often in your prints.
Yeah.
You know, it's become a tool of choice, hasn't it?
It has, yeah. It just... it lets you break down all your different layers. I know, like I said, for us, I mean, I'm happy to leave that on my jelly plate now, but I know for other people, on my large one there, leaving all that technically not being done. So I've just cleaned that off, and that's smack bang in that 8 by 10 that I cleaned off.
Yeah, that's ace, isn't it?
So
that's ace.
So technically this would be a waste piece?
Yeah, but not now.
No.
Lou, thank you ever so much. Me and our Lou will be back with you at 11 o'clock, so please make sure you check your baskets out, but come back at 11 for more fabulous printing. Don't go anywhere, loads coming up. Next, it is One Day Specials time. Ooh, the fabric over there is delicious. It is, of course, the Tim Holtz One Day Special. We've then got Abs in the building with All and Create, and then John's here for Crafts 2.
Hello, I'm Carol.
And I'm Hayley.
And together we are the Dreamies.
Dreamies have been around for 11 years now. We started with CD-ROMs, we've developed into stamps, paper pads, dies. We've now got the Dinky Inkies range as well.
We design everything in-house and we manufacture in the UK. We produce tutorials to inspire you to get the most from our products.
Have you heard of Freedom? Did you know that as a Freedom member, you could be making savings on every order you place? For just £7.97 a month, you will benefit from selected Freedom member discounts and complimentary standard delivery on every order you place. You will also receive our exclusive Freedom members badge, giveaways and crafty updates. If you shop with a craft store more than twice a month, then Freedom is for you. Don't forget, your Freedom membership is flexible, so you can pause if you're going away, or you can cancel at any time you decide. So what are you waiting for? Give us a call or go to our website, quoting the item number 88888, and join Freedom today.
Hi, my name's Mel and I'm from Crafty Devils down in Devon. We are a family-run business and we've been established for about 16 years now. We're known for our MDF products and our mediums. Our MDF products are produced in Devon, in the UK, and we have a wide variety of products to inspire you. So make sure you tune in to all our Crafty Devil shows.
Well, hello there and good morning. It's 8 o'clock. And of course, this is an hour when we share with you our one-day special. Now, you may well have seen it launched last night at 6 o'clock. You may well have seen one of the later shows, the repeat at 8 and through the night. But this is our first fresh look at it at 8 o'clock this morning. And I have to say, it's the first time I've seen it up close, and it is amazing. Can't wait to show you more. But before we go through all of that, I need to introduce our guest for this hour and all the one-day special hours. The lovely Natasha. How are you doing?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
Busy prepping there.
Well, you know, yeah, I did. I had everything prepped. I was so organised, and then we sold out of the cork. So yes. I'm just going to pop in a different fabric instead and make something gorgeous.
Not a problem at all. And that's kind of a little bit of a theme of how things have gone so far. We had lots of sellouts last night and through the nighttime hours, but we have still got the one-day special available for you, although it is flying out. And I have to say, it's something that I'm going to be placing an order for a little bit later on, because it's amazing. You've got 20 fat quarter pieces, but they're from that amazing designer Tim Holtz. Now, some of them we have seen previously. I have to say, a lot of these I haven't seen before. I have got some of the Tim Holtz fabrics from that I ordered a while ago. But these, I mean, whether you've seen them or not before, they're amazing.
They really are. So we're looking at digitally printed fabrics. There are two ways to get pattern onto fabric. One is screen printed, and that's what we're used to seeing. So the likes of the K Facet Collective and William Morris and all of those, and most of the moders, they are screen printed, which means that you can get up to 16 screens, so 16 different colours on a fabric. That's your traditional way of making your quilting cotton. Now this is digitally printed, which is why you get, it's like, it gets that detail, so they can use all the colours, and Tim does use all the colours in there.
Yes.
But it means that your base cloth has to be different, your substrate has to be different, and it means that it must be a very, very smooth base cloth. And that's what we're looking at here. As soon as you feel it, it's so soft, because otherwise you're not going to get that detail, and this is so detailed. You're not going to get that detail any other way. So this is, it's always, and you know, there was one guy that put his whole business in digital print, and then couldn't get the base cloth. It scuppered the whole thing. So you know, this is it's very important that that base cloth is there, so that quality, that tight weave, that beautiful cotton substrate is there. So already you're looking at a fabulous quality fabric, and then when you actually look at what's on the fabric, it just gets better and better.
Well, there's so many paper crafting shows that we do that we flick through a paper pad, and I think to myself, oh, I'd love that as a fabric, thinking that you couldn't actually do that. But here you go, you can see that we can, and they are brilliant. You're getting all 20 pieces here for your one-day special. That £7 saving is going to disappear at 6 o'clock this evening. But stock-wise, it could go before then anyway, so that is taken out of the equation. Now, you've got 2 flexi buys on this one, £37.74, but you will get everything sent on its way to you. Now, there's a slight delay with regards to dispatch of this one because we're talking about an international company, but we're just looking at the 30th of May, which isn't too far off, actually, to be honest. But these are beautiful. So whether you're using them in lots of the different projects that Natasha's been sharing with us through the one-day special, and indeed through all of her shows, things like bags and cases and different practical elements, absolutely beautiful, because quite often you will need less than a fat quarter to create them. Or maybe your mind is going into overdrive thinking about quilts, because this is something that, if you're into kind of your pretty ditsies, and I know there's lots of people out there that aren't, then these are going to be brilliant to create a fabulous quilt. But I'm looking at these and I'm thinking, I want to make a shirt in these, but I know I can't make a shirt out of one of these pieces, so I'm going to patch them together before I make my shirt, and that's my plan. I've said it there on air, so I'm going to have to do it now.
Yes, yes, you are committing. That's it. I mean, you know, in the best possible way.
That's not the first time that sentence has been said to me.
In a way that lets you out.
That's it, yeah. I'm okay. I'm all right now. Details are on your screen. If you're wanting to get a hold of yours, which I know lots of you are, you've got your abandoned 1 and 2. So these are kind of 2 different releases, Natasha, that we've got here.
Yeah, they are. And so the abandoned 2 is the latest range, but they work together so beautifully, and you will see some repeats of patterns but in different colorways. They all work together beautifully, so beautifully.
Love them. Love them, love them, love them.
It's kind of rude not to.
402 309. Be aware though that a third of a huge amount of stock has sold. So if you're wanting yours, or you're wanting to go for multiples of these, you need to get involved early. And indeed you can go for multiples. So if you are looking at creating something on a larger scale, then do bear that in mind. It's not often we give you the opportunity to get hold of fabrics like these. So stock up on them, do not be without them. Details on your screen if you're wanting those. Quick little update. We were talking about sellouts earlier on, and we've had loads of sellouts. We did actually have a little bit of a kind of lucky dip with regards to some fabrics as well. Those have now sold out. We only had a couple of those left, but they've gone before. I just wanted to tell you about them. But if you like the look of those fabrics, you're going to love the look of these ones, because these are a pick and mix. Now, we've had sellouts of some of the options here. Now, you will see lots of the elements that we saw within the one-day special appearing within this selection. As I mentioned, our selection isn't as full as it was, and this is the key thing. We're not able to bring you huge quantities of some of these. It just depends on what's available. That's why it's another one. Oh my goodness, look at that. So with these, you've got 16 options. Is that what we've got left? Oh, 15 options. Gosh, they're dropping by the moment. 615-315 will get you any 2 half meters. Could be 2 half meters of the same one. They are pre-cut though, so please don't expect them to come as a continual run if that's what you're doing. doing, but then what you will do is actually cut them up anyway. So $15.99 for 2.5 metres. That is a really good value for money for this.
For digital print, yeah. So digital is normally far more expensive than screen print just because of the processing and, like I say, the base cloth, blah, blah, blah. Everything we've just mentioned before. So actually, this should be more.
And this kind of illustrates it because you've got the layers, the depth that come with this, which you wouldn't necessarily see within a traditionally screen printed fabric.
Of course, because you just
can't wait for one layer to dry before you can come back in with the next layer, and it's the whole process of it.
Absolutely.
Beautiful, and you can see there subliminal elements in there. You've got text in there, you've got your music score, beautiful shades of green and teal and turquoise. It's absolutely gorgeous. So, sorry, getting myself carried away there. Brought back in line by my producer. Details are on the screen, but on the website you'll see all of those. You can spend hours looking through these. Oh, what a fabulous way to spend an hour. You choose any two. So, which are you going to go for? Are you going to go for, ooh, drop cloth? That's the one that I was just looking at, isn't it? So, you just click on the plus button. Let's go for that one. Add that one into your basket. What else can we go for? Nice contrast to that one, maybe. Ooh. Another one that's popular. Which one's popular, sorry? Faded tile. Oh, we'll have some of that then before it goes. Like that one as well. That's going to work with lots of your earthy tones, isn't it? And your blacks as well. Nice. If you want to know, pop them into your basket, and you can see there, added into your basket. Complete just tick the box and then off you go. If you're a Freedom member, then you don't have to worry about your post and packing because that is included. And of course, if you're adding your larger pieces alongside your one-day special, you can spread the cost of those as well. So sometimes you might want a larger piece and then kind of have the accents from your fat quarters. So bear that in mind. Also, bear in mind, if you fancy adding some of these PU fabrics in, you need to be quick. We've got loads of them. They're always popular, but we've got loads of choice with these because you've got your set of 4 to this side and your set of 4 to this side. Now, these ones, your lights. These are beautiful because you look at them and they look as if they've almost got, I'm saying this phrase and I don't want to say it, but I can't think of another word. But it's almost like a plasticky look to them. You'd expect them to have a plasticky, sturdy, kind of not breathable feel to them, but they're not incredibly
No, they're not.
fluid.
They are so incredibly soft. They're really lovely. You can use them for dressmaking. I mean, that's that's one of the things that the manufacturers say. Easy to use for manufacture, but they're soft. They're malleable. They are very forgiving to use as well.
Gorgeous.
But do use your walking foot with them.
Yes, definitely. They've certainly got stretch in them as well, so do consider that, and that's where the walking foot really does come into its own to help you with that. And it's almost got a little bit of a wadding behind there as well, so straight away you've got a good kind of padded feel, as you can see from that fabulous quilt look to them as well. Now the lights, over 60% of the stock of that one has gone. I love that pink in there, isn't that gorgeous? And of course, if you are looking at working with some of those fabrics that we've got from the one-day special, you can see how well those work alongside there. So nice option to perhaps add some of these in alongside some of those fabrics. So for the time being, if you are wanting those, and the details are on your screen, that's your lights option, $16.99 for those. But then you've got your darks, and again, equally so, these will work with a one-day special. To be honest, they work well together as well. I mean, look at those two together, absolutely beautiful. $16.99 with regards to those. What was sorry, over half the stock has gone of those ones. Okay, fair enough. And it's nice that we have got them both on the same item number, $16.99 with extended delivery again on those ones, so just bear that in mind when they are on their way to you. But you're getting huge pieces there. Website is crammed full of all sorts of goodies and all sorts of different options as well. So don't forget things like your basic. I say basics, they're free spirits, so they're not basic in any way, a stretch of the imagination, but they are kind of those foundation pieces, your solid blacks, your whites, those are in there as well. You've got some beautiful pick and mixes there with your Modabella, as you can see there, and then tools of the trade, things that are going to help you create in all sorts of different ways, not just quilting. And then, check all of those out. 5-star reviews and some amazing patterns on pick and mix as well. So we really got it all for this hour, haven't we? Looking forward to it. So what are we up to then, Natasha?
When I saw the Tim Holtz, I suddenly remembered it was Father's Day next month.
Of course,
so,
yes.
Yeah, right, so it's a thing of starting to think. So last night we made practical things like the scissor keeper.
Nice.
And things like that. So you can put 3 pairs of your scissors, 3 different sizes in there. And again, these are quick and easy makes. We also made the tablet stand over there. Again, it's another quick and easy make. And we had the buckwheat, the scented buckwheat for that as well. So again, these masculine tones, they can be masculine, but equally, we also made the bag,
nice.
which is very feminine, but quite edgy and modern as well. I've still got to actually have the handle's basted in. It's not
So
fully
don't pick it
sewn
up.
in yet.
It's not a fully functioning
So
handle.
don't think that my stitching there in the bright orange teddy is how it's going to be. I wanted to find ways to bring these fabrics into your life every day. I mean, quilting, of course, is perfect with this, but we can't take a quilt everywhere with us.
You can't indeed.
And you'll always have little snippets of fabric left over. So how can we, you know, if you end up with a little bit like that, how can we make the most of this?
Well, we'll go for the pick and mix to start with.
Yeah.
Because you've got 44 options, I believe, now with regards to your patterns, so you'll soon find something in there to use.
I didn't realise quite how prolific it had been.
It's grown.
So we're going to we've got all of these, we're going to make the sunglasses case. Now, I made this in my sample, I made it with the cork and turned over a little bit of the Tim Holtz, so it gives you just a little treat.
Nice, yeah.
And then when you open it, it's all, it's all in there. But what happens if we switch it round and we have the Tim Holtz as the main event and then we have just a plain? So this is about using up your scraps but making something that is very, very usable, very giftable, and really easy. So when you've got your lining fabrics and your outer fabrics all cut to the same, and also something like an H640 or an H630 even works, or if you want to use the PU as your outer, you're not going to need to have anything like that. You know, maybe we'll try that with that as well. So I'm just going to mark off a starting point to start with my sewing.
And this all comes detailed within the pattern, and
It's
you get the
all
flexi frame as well.
Yeah. So you've got different ways to get the pattern. So you can either get the pattern by itself in the pick and mix with another pattern if you've seen something else that you fancy there, or you can get it with one of the flexi frames, or if you just want to top up on the flexi frames, then you can get 3 flexi frames on their own. Because what I found last time I brought it to her was that people will buy multiples of the pattern to get multiples of the flexi frame. Well, you only want one pattern, so you know.
Makes sense.
I've tried to put it right.
We've got the pick and mix at the bottom of your screen. Obviously, if you want it as a little kit that you're adding your own fabric into, then the details are on the side. If you want to stock up on those flexi frames, jump onto the website because you will be able to find that. In fact, don't worry, we'll bring the details up for you. There you go. They're going to pop up on your screen and you will get 3 of those. Of course, the beauty of these is they are encompassed within your design, so it doesn't matter what colour they are. It's what they do that's more the thing. So whether you're working with your lighter fabrics or your darker fabrics, it does not matter. And if you want to get 3 of those together, then £9.99. Again, add them into your flexi order. It works out as an extra £5. Could be the first project that you're working with these as well.
They're trying to get hold of that size of flexi frame is actually quite tricky, but I was quite precise about the size that I wanted because I wear wraparound sunglasses and they don't fit in the smaller frames, but the smaller frames are more readily available. So you get into that kind of, of course. But these fit all my glasses. I suddenly reached a point, Haley, where I couldn't deny the fact that actually I did need to wear some sort of glasses most of the time. So I then ended up losing them around the house. So I now buy like the cheap magnifying glasses.
Oh, we do.
And they're all over the house.
So I know in each room, so you know that you're okay.
But I've also, because I've really gotten into my bag making, I've now got a matching one for every bag. So because I lose stuff otherwise. Now with your lining one, and I am going to use just the plain fabrics here for my lining, I will leave a turning through gap in the base. Now whether or not you actually bother to stitch that up, it's going to be right down the bottom. It, you know, is entirely up to you. You know, if I'm in a hurry, there are some that don't, and I couldn't actually honestly tell you which ones those were because at no point do I ever rummage down to the bottom. If you're going to use them as a bit of a wallet, put some money in, then yes, of course finish them off.
Although it's always nice to find a fiver in your jeans pocket or something like that you didn't know. It's almost like you won the lottery.
Love a bit of that.
Oh, yeah. I love finding a handbag and there's, a bit of dosh in there that you forgot.
My daughter came up to me the other day and she said, Mummy, I need your money. You're 2 and it started already.
Oh, mine are 21 and they're still saying that.
Yeah, I need your money to put in my piggy bank. Oh, really? Yeah. So we're just snipping off the ends just to make it less bulk. That's the word. It's early, Helly. I don't have words yet.
It's a good word.
I've only got one cup of coffee inside me. You know, words can happen later, or not. I'll blame the early start then for that. So you're going to turn this through to the right sides together. There are certain things when I started sewing that I could never remember. One was the sandwich for zips. Okay. How that went. And the other was which way round things needed to go to then turn through. I used to get myself in such a muddle. Until you just remember the basics of just put the right sides together, and then you can always turn it through. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go right sides together. Now, what we will then do is match up where we left off. And if you want to grab yourself some kind of pin, then do. And you're going to, okay, not, there we go, helps if I get the right one. You're going to stitch round these flaps, because that will be the bit that we then turn down. Ooh, okay.
Fabulous. And just while you're pinning that, I'll just warn folks at home, if you are looking at getting more of those flexi frames, those three together, 70% of the stock has gone. We're not going to have any more of these available to you either, so make sure you are getting hold of them quickly. 769364. By all means, wait to the end of the hour if you want to, but I will warn you, you potentially won't be able to get hold of them at that stage. So I know we like watching the demonstrations and we like placing our orders at the end of the hour, but on this occasion, can I urge you to place your order a little sooner to ensure that you are going to get hold of those, because of course you won't be able to create what Natasha's created if you don't have them already. So details there on your screen, 769364. You will, however, get one set of those frames in with the pattern if you're going down that option, so you can get hold of them that way. So if you don't know where to get started and you want all the dimensions and the instructions, then the pattern on the screen there, this is a popular way of you getting hold of them. But of course I would add that in alongside those additional three, because when you made the first one you want to make subsequent ones. So 896800. But if you're all covered, if you're going for your set of three and you're just wanting the pattern, maybe choose your pattern through the pick and mix, because it's available there as well. And you can choose another pattern alongside it for $11.99. There's lots of choice there as well, so do check those ones out as well. Okay.
So we're all pinned into position, and where I finish stitching is matched to where I finish stitching, and that's where I'm going to start stitching. Okay, so if you need to highlight it, I mean, I've used a thread that actually coordinates for once in my life, so I will just put a little mark as to where that stitching finished, so that I know that's where I need to start.
The fabric that you're working with, the darker fabric, is that the one from the layer cake?
No, do you know what? I nearly did use that. I did cut you watched me cut the.
I was going to say, because it looks more navy from where. And
then
she's a magician. It was black fabric earlier on,
right? I nearly did, and then out the corner of my eye in my stash box, I found a navy, and in this fabric there is just a beautiful shot of navy. And I thought, do you know
what? I'd echo in that. Just looking at the size of the pieces, because and obviously, kind of from the distance where I am, I'm looking and thinking, well, potentially you could actually use that as your lining fabric, just one piece from the layer cake.
You would get two. You'd get both your pieces of lining out of one of those. So if you had one left over, you'd done your project, you'd got one left over. This is what I mean, you know, use those things. Don't just leave them languishing in your stash.
Definitely.
Going,
and it's nice because they're all pre-cut to 10-inch squares as well. So if you're not, I mean, it's a difficult one for me to show you because black is never friendly on camera because it just flattens down. But beautiful fabric there. Got white and black as your options with regards to these. 2 flexi buys on those. And we've also, just because we're talking about them, we've got the obviously the strip rolls as well. These are another popular one to have. These, I mean, I use these all the time. Not because I kind of think, oh, I'm going to invest in one of those because I've got a particular project. They're useful to have, and it means that quite often you don't have to cut down your larger pieces of fabric. So your larger pieces will go that little bit further because rather than chopping into them, you're using something else that's already pre-cut. So again, these ones, we have got options with regards to these, and these ones again are flexi-buy. You've got 40 strips in there, 2.5 inches wide, the standard width, and you've got your black and your mist with regards to these.
I think also the number of times that I'll do a quilt or I'll do a cushion or I'll do something and I will just sash in black or in white.
Quite often, and it's something I'm finding at the moment, you don't necessarily get the length within a fabric to do your sashing.
No, especially if you've got a kit, you know, then it might already be pre-cut down. So to have that 44 inches, probably about a 42-inch usable length by the time you've taken the selvage off, is incredibly useful. Also, you might be someone that doesn't actually enjoy cutting fabric. Until I found Creative Grids,
yes,
I really was nervous about cutting fabric because rotary cutters are sharp, and I think we've all watched certain sewing programs that are on at the moment and sort of at some of the rotary cutting, because you know, be respectful of them because they are really sharp.
They are sharp, yeah.
And so to use the right rulers really helps. But if you don't want to get into all the rulers and everything, that's why we have pre-cuts, and they are perfect. And they, you know, the accuracy is that every single one is exactly the same. There's no one that's just a bit off because, you know, they've been cut by a machine. So perfect.
They are indeed. Something that I need to very, very quickly tell you about, those clasps, that set of 3. I was about to tell you that they've gone limited in stock, but I think they're actually sold out now. So, still limited. So, yeah, the heading for a sell-out situation, we haven't got a huge quantity of these left at all. So 769364. You're going to get 3 of those. They are limited in stock. We're down to pretty much single figures with those now. £9.99. If you're wanting them, you need to be quick. You need to check your basket out as soon as you possibly can because they are now technically sold out. So if you've got them in your basket, make sure you check that basket out. So 769364 if you wanted those. Keep a note of the item number. We may get them again in the future, so it's useful to keep the number. But tell you what, a way that you can get hold of them if you just wanted to get hold of one is with the pattern. So that'll get you started. Keep a note of the number for the 3, and you never know, we might see those back in stock at some stage. But just to get you started, this is the perfect way because you get pattern in there as well. So 896800. But we are busy with regards to that one as well. 70% of the stock of that way of getting hold of them has gone as well. So yeah, whichever it was, you needed to be quick really. You've only got one choice now though, that's the only thing. Mind you, it makes it easier to choose when you've only got one choice.
I'll see in between shows if I can.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
What I can do, but I'm not going to make any promises, so just don't hold me to it. I'll see what I can do. But like I say, you know, I don't want to say yes, I can get more and then not.
You don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. We're a bit early yet. People are still sleeping. It's fine. It's fine. So after sewing round, snip those corners. It just, again, it's taking that bulk out. That's all we're looking for here, is just to take that bulk out. So we start to turn through, and at this point I'm like, have I done what? Hang on, where did my flappy bits go? Just get in there and you'll find them.
I'm guessing with something like this, once you've made 1 or 2 of them, then you kind of get to know it.
You will be whizzing, absolutely whizzing. And the thing is that even if people don't wear prescription, they wear sunglasses. Everybody wears glasses. So actually, to be able to have something like this that is going to protect your glasses, almost give them a little bit of a polish, you know, to be honest. It's really, I've found them really, really handy. And like I say, I've got multiples all over the place, because otherwise, if they're not in something like this, I have small people in my life and they have sticky fingers and they always want to wear, as they're lovingly called in our house, Mummy's eyes. Eyes. I've got your eyes. Please get off my eyes. All I'm doing is easing out those corners. And then because, you know, we're here, let's just, if I'm going to just give that, I normally give that, in fact, I will give it a quick press.
That's one of my worst things, is I just think, oh, I'll manage without. But it does make a difference.
It's one of those things for, what, a second?
Yes.
And it's done.
Makes life easier. It's easier to press than to sew and unpick, really, isn't it?
We're pretty much there. It
It
is.
doesn't take long at all.
I know, but this is it. Sewing doesn't have to be. I mean, you can take a year to make a quilt.
Yes.
And we've all got those projects that are on the go. But actually, sometimes it's nice just to whip up something that's really satisfying. So then all you need to do is pull that back just to where, you know, that opening was. Take a look, because the ones that I'm going to show you today, I've got a few different ways in which these close. Okay. So I just wanted to show you. I try and send out all the same, but you know, sometimes my manufacturer sends me slightly different versions. They are all the same size, and that's all you need, is the ones that are the same size. Just pulled out my own pin, well done me. And you can measure this down, or you can just go by eye and go, yeah, that's the same that side, that's the same that side. We are good to go.
I was just choking a bit there. We're limited in stock with the pattern and flexi frame option.
Sorry?
We're limited in stock with the pattern and the flexi frame.
Okay, so I really need to make some phone calls then, I see.
There's a bit of a tongue to it. Flexi frame. Flexi flame. Yeah, that thing.
That one.
896800. I think that's on your screen.
So then all you're going to do is then stitch down each side.
If anybody wants to make these and sell them, I mean, more and more so, we can see things like craft markets and things appearing again now. Are we okay to do that?
Always. With any of my patterns, all I would ask is that you just, you know, if anybody asks, you don't say that it's your pattern, you just say where it came from.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You just say that it's a Natasha Makes pattern, and that's all I ask, is just an acknowledgement to that if anybody asks.
Fabulous.
You know, it's one of those things, I'm not precious about it, but it's just, sometimes it's just nice to just spread the word, because obviously development of patterns, you know, people go, oh, it's only a pattern, you know, it's only cost you X amount to print off. It's not a matter of that. It's the time, it's the research, it's the trying to find the right part.
It's doing the maths.
It's doing the maths, it's making, you know, the expense of the ones that go wrong. Do. And it's all that kind of thing that goes into it as well. It's a whole process, and then the designers that put all the you know, that make it look pretty, and the proofreading, you know, all of those things. So it's not just a I printed this off type scenario.
The kit that we've got on the screen there is technically sold out, so if you've popped it into your basket, you need to check your basket out. If any of them do fall back into our stock allocation, I will let you know. But of course, if you're wanting the pattern is available by itself in your pick and mix. So you can pop those details up just in case you are disappointed because you wanted the pattern, or you can choose it alongside any of the other 43 options, I think it is, that we're up to. And it's a growing range, so that will be an item number for you to hang on to, because of course you can dip in and out and choose two at a time with regards to those. $11.99 if you want to pop those in. It's quite a selection there. Nice to go with your one-day special.
So what you will be looking out for, and again, the important thing is that they are all the same. Where are they? Same width.
Okay.
You know, and so when you get them, I will try and send out that one. That's the one I'm going to demo with today. It might be this one, in which case there will be a pin that drops down into there. And if you want to, you can always, as I'm going to manipulate that end, you can always manipulate that round with a little pair of pliers.
Okay.
Or these ones. Now, these ones are more discreet. So with this, you'll get the sort of the little gold bits at the side. But some people don't want that, in which case, you know, with these ones, these just slot in, and it's a tiny, tiny pin.
Okay.
With those that just slots in, and that's that done.
Okay.
So they have various ways to fasten, and again, it'll just be what we can get hold of. For today, for the ones that are going out in this selection, they will be these ones.
Perfect.
But just so that you know, if you do end up with a different one, you know, if you know, that's it. The important thing is that it's 12 centimetres or 4.5 inches. That's the important thing. That's the bit that works with the pattern. So when you put this one through, just align those, drop the pin in, and then all you've got to do then is find yourself a pair of pliers And then for anybody that does jewellery making, this bit's proper easy, but all you want to do is roll it, and roll it around sort of one of the thicker parts of the pliers.
Okay.
And then
I
just
making a
move
little
it.
loop.
It is just like your jewellery loops. And that's it then. That then matches that side. And like I say, with these ones, you can either turn, you know, you can turn that base bit round if you want to make the loop the same. You know, it's entirely up to you. And that is it. That's it done.
That's brilliant.
And it's ready to go.
Amazing. I love it. And that fabric looks gorgeous.
Doesn't it? Look at that. I wanted to highlight
amazing.
that bit. It was
Yeah.
fussy cut. I'm not going to lie. It was fussy cut, so you got that.
I love it. Love it. Thank you, Natasha.
Pleasure.
Now, let me take you through our one-day special, because that's where the fabric, the outer fabric came from. Just a little segment of it, because you're getting fat quarters. And you can create quite a lot with a fat quarter. So you are getting loads. Now, you're getting 20 pieces, and these are from the abandoned range. And we've got abandoned 1 and abandoned 2, purely because they've been split into 2 separate kind of entities. If you wanted to get just set 2, it is available by itself, but most of you are going for it via the one-day special, because even if you've got one to start with, you'll want more of it, because it's amazing fabric. Now, as Natasha said, this is digitally printed fabric, so you've got an incredible amount of detail within these. The traditional screen printing process means that obviously you're putting layer on layer on layer, up to 16 layers, as Natasha said, but what it means is you kind of got to wait for the process, because you can't put more than one colour on at the same time, so it takes time to come together. And also it's the definition that you're going to get that is different with regards to these. So this is almost like fabric paper when you look at it. If you've ever looked at paper pads and you've thought to yourself, oh, I wish I could have had that as a fabric, it looks amazing. Well, this is the opportunity. And of course, Tim Holtz, we know Tim Holtz for his amazing design eye and those multi-layer elements that he does, building up those techniques. Don't forget, these could well have been created initially using inks and paper, and then obviously transferred over into the digital process to go onto your fabrics. They may even come from a paper range. I don't know. I'm not that familiar with the paper ranges, but it could be that you're creating, or imagine creating something and then giving a card made with the same paper, or use the offcuts of the fabric, because of course you can use that in your mixed media as well. But absolutely beautiful. So whether you're into your earthy tones, your vintage tones, you have got something in here. I love this blue. You've got that gorgeous, almost like a mosaic crackle running through this, with your navies in there. You've got your teals in there, the gorgeous turquoise coming through. Then you've got some beautiful antique look. Some of these look as if they've kind of been scorched, and some of them look as if they're torn. There's all sorts of interesting elements with regards to these, but all 20 of these coming to you for that phenomenal price. Now, rapidly approaching 40% of the stock has gone. I think they're incredible fabrics. I can't wait to get my hands on these and start creating with them, because I think they're going to look fabulous in dressmaking. Love this particular one here with the script on there as well. Gorgeous. And again, crossing over, you've got oranges, you've got those terracottas, you've got those blues in there, the darker tones as well, coming right the way through. Absolutely beautiful. And you've got kind of like a statement piece there, so you could use that if you wanted to as a focal point on something. That one, incidentally, if you're looking at that thinking, oh, I wouldn't mind a larger piece of that, sadly we can't bring you the ½ metre, because that one has sold out, so it's the only way you can get hold of that. But you've got a good sized piece with your fat quarters. So that is our first 10. So across the top there, is that set 2? Kind of done it a bit back to front, because this is the newest one. This is the newest one that we saw. Then down at the front, you've got the original. So these you may have come across before. This is featuring the one that Tasha's just worked with there, absolutely beautifully. Gorgeous kind of damask looks in some of these as well. You can imagine these being created, and I don't know, maybe Tim using things like the stencils and the inks and all of those wonderful techniques that he's learnt over the years, creating some beautiful, beautiful fabrics throughout. I mean, look at that with those beautiful mandalas in there. Absolutely gorgeous. Then you've got that pop. This is the colour that we saw in that gorgeous bag that Natasha's made. But again, you've kind of got the text printed in there as well. I love this one as well. Look at that. The oranges in there, almost like a very deep green in there. It's almost like a twist on a tartan, isn't it, that one? Absolutely amazing. And then that gorgeous orange there, again with that little kind of dash of green in there, just kind of diluting down that, making it a little softer. So that is set 1, abandoned 1. You may already have that in your stash. To be honest, I wouldn't mind 2, 3, 4, 5, however many in there, because they're beautiful fabrics. But then, of course, it's teamed up with abandoned 2. Absolutely beautiful. And the quality and the drape of this fabric, absolutely absolutely gorgeous. You will not be disappointed. Got a £7 saving with your one-day special and the ability to get hold of it over 2 flexi buys as well. So it's a very affordable way for you to get hold of this one. And of course you've got that saving through till 6 o'clock, but extended delivery. Bear in mind with that one, the 30th of May, it's a little bit longer to wait, but it is definitely worth it. That's purely because the supplier is international and we have to allow time for it to come over to us. So 402-309 if you're wanting those. Now, just a little bit of an update with regards to some of the items that have sold out. So these are beautiful. This one you're getting your pattern alongside the most incredible handle. Yeah, I was going to say, for that price, you're getting both of those.
Yeah, the pattern is for free. This is, for those of you that saw our launch show a couple of weeks ago with the Lisa Chandler fabrics, those beautiful metallic florals. This is the same designer, and she's designed, using these handles, the most stunning bags. And to show you, I've got finished samples, not into, well, I've got one in Tim Holtz, but so for that one,
oh wow,
that's what it will. So I'm kind of diluting.
We've only got the light
That's
gold option left now.
The light gold is going to be absolutely stunning, and I wanted to demo with that actually
is that
later.
The one that I've got over here?
You've got the bag handle behind you.
So it's the flower
That
one that we've
yeah,
got.
yeah.
So so the light gold, is that classed as a light gold?
It's the one that looks almost rose gold.
Ah,
no, that's
that one
bronze.
then.
That one. It does look almost rose gold, doesn't
it? Yeah. And rose gold is very fashionable at the moment. Lots of people liking that one. So, yeah, nice. And you can see there the pattern in the background. That's a lovely little bag there that you showed us as well. So, $14.99. And, of course, you can see that it's going to open up. Obviously, at the moment, everything's going to fall out the bottom. And they've also got these little clips in here, which is nice if you wanted to add a chain to that as well. So, yeah, I like that. Like it a lot. Pattern alongside it as well, so you're going to be able to create a bag according to the pattern, 10 inches square, and you're going to need, oh actually, yeah, you're looking at a couple of fat quarters for your outer and your lining, so you could be doing it with a one-day special quite easily.
You know, that's the thing, and then when they open like that, so you can really get in and rummage. So there were that was the shape that we did last night, which is that one up there, and it's such a different shape. We sold out of that one last night, and
it's nice. It gives them a professional look, doesn't it?
Yeah, to be honest, I've only got a couple left on my website, so it wasn't really worth bringing them across.
Hopefully, as time goes on, we will see more of them. But at the moment, the situation is that if you're wanting it, you need to be quick. Down to the last option of light gold, and not a huge quantity of those left either. So $14.99 if you're wanting it. 408123. Now we've not got a huge amount of time left. We've got about 15 minutes or so. Yeah, just to give you a time check. So what we've got planned next for Natasha?
Well, so you've got a bag up there behind you, which has been made with the PU, and I wanted to show you, just different ways to bring in different.
That's nice. Yeah, I like that.
It's just it really all works, doesn't it? Now this is from my pattern, the contrast bag base. Now I know that a lot of you last week bought the cork bag base pattern, and it's the exact same dimensions. It's just a slightly different technique in terms of how you do the wadding. So for those of you that bought the cork last night that we've sold out of, or if you're buying the PU and you want to use the PU for your contrast bag base, then this is the technique. If you bought the cork bag, then you've got all of the dimensions that you need, but you just need to do this technique for your lining. So that was why I just wanted to show you, because I didn't want those people to have bought the cork yesterday and think that will be, this is a much finer cork. The other was quilted and had substance. This is a much finer one. So you will make the bag as we did last week. Your strips of fabric, you'll stitch them together, and again you get all of the dimensions. This is your base. So this is already your base. Now with the quilted cork that we had last week, because it already had that wadding on it, you didn't need to then add that wadding to it. But this, as you can see, is the weight of a fabric. There's there isn't that substance there. So we use it as a fabric, which means that we want to get that shape and form by what we're using here, the interfacing, wadding, whatever you want to call it. I've used Style Fix. If you've got Bosal in our form, perfect. That's the same kind of thing. I really wish someone would do a chart which showed you all the different makes, like is it Pellon? It was a mystery to me. But what I found is that Bosel is a similar weight to the Stavovix. They will both do the same job. And again, you can heat adhere your fabric on. I wouldn't heat adhere the PU or the cork.
Okay.
Okay, so you're going to have 2 strips there that are fixed. If you want to spray base that to hold it, then do, but it's not critical. Okay, it will still work. So what I'm going to do is spray base that, and then you're going to use this then as your pattern for your lining, and you'll cut out and trim around.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the different thing. Before we just applied the interfacing just to the fabric and sewed it onto the base. Now we're going to have that stabilising of that thick wadding throughout the whole thing. Okay, so I'm just gonna pop a bit of heat on there.
Just while Natasha's doing that, do you remember mentioning the bag handle to you a few moments ago? A little bit of an update with that one, which was going to be, it's limited in stock, but it's changed because it is now technically sold out. So the last couple of those have gone into people's baskets. If it's in your basket, check your basket out to ensure it's on its way to you. Don't forget, it includes that free pattern for $14.99, so that is fabulous value. 408123 if you're wanting those. Incidentally as well, Natasha's working with a beautiful fabric from our one-day special. Just to specify, it's actually from the original collection, which is a beautiful one. You can see there, that's the only way you can get hold of this one is via the one-day special. So, of course, you're going to get that as a fat quarter, which is going to be plenty for you to work with. And in fact, if it's a case that you're looking at that one thinking, oh, yeah, I don't know if I want to use it for that particular project, well, it could be that you want more of a red or a pink tone, then you could be going for that one. It might be more of a bright orange, or maybe you do like the look and the idea of having more of a statement piece. And many of these fabrics have got elements that you can use. You can fussy cut to particularly put a specific area of the fabric in the eye line of where you want that design to be. And then you've got all these beautiful ones. Some of them have got smaller repeats, so if you're working on a smaller project, then you don't have to worry about the design being lost. Then obviously that is going to be working beautifully. If you like a fancy lining as well, well, you could use that on the line, just to give you a little bit of an excitement when you open up that bag maybe. But all of these, all 20 pieces, coming to you within your one-day special, as you can see. Are you all pressed there?
This bag base is fat quarter friendly.
Yes. Oh, good.
So this, you will get this out of your fat quarters. I do, when we've got fat quarters on the show, I do try and bring you lots of projects that are going to be fat quarter friendly. If you've got a ½ metre, your ½ metre will need to be used for your lining.
Okay.
Okay, that's all. So I'm just trimming back. This is where your rulers, your long rulers, come in handy.
Got the details for the long ruler at the bottom of your screen there. 6.5 inches by 24.5 inches. Very useful one to have.
So I haven't pressed right up to the very edge because I don't want to gum up the iron. So what I will do, once I've cut my fusible away, is I will go back in and just press up to those edges. Now, it might be that, you know, things have gone a little bit wobbly, and that's okay. That happens in life.
Just while Natasha's working with that ruler, I've got the ruler here as well, so it's a bit tricky to show you because it's clear. But a couple of little features on it that are very useful. You've got kind of your anti-slip on the back there as well. So when you're working with larger areas, as Natasha is, or you may well have experienced using a ruler and found that when you're actually using it on your fabrics, I wouldn't do it at this angle for obvious reasons, but quite often the pressure of holding your ruler, when you are pushing your rotary cutter along it, you can have a tendency to kick out that ruler, which is where Natasha was talking about your pre-cuts. Sometimes when you're trying to cut your 2.5 inch strips, because of the pressure that you're putting on your ruler, it can slide, meaning that you're not getting a true measurement right the way through. But with the Creative Grids, you've got your non-slip element on the back there, and it isn't detracting from the main ruler as well. That's the other thing. It's in kind of areas that aren't the focal points. They aren't where you've got your measurements there. So it means it's nice and clear, nice and easy for you to work with. But of course, you've got the stability of that your grip, should I say, non-slip around the parameter, and then you've got those key points as your dots working along there as well. £23.93 from the Creative Grids range, a whole range of different rulers, so do check those out on the website.
So you can spray base that if you want to.
Lovely.
I haven't fixed that in any way. I've fixed either side, and then we're going to trim back. So we're using our topper now as our template for your lining. So you do the lining in exactly the same way, so that everything is the same. Okay. And that's all you want, is for your lining and your outer to be the same, and then it becomes a very easy, quick make after that, because this, it looks weird. I know it looks weird, but this cutout here is going to become a boxed bottom to give you a roomy bag. I like a roomy bag, Hayley. I'm not going to lie, like a roomy bag.
And also as well, it means you haven't got that seam across the bottom, because if you've made bags in the past and you've had to have a seam across there, of course, when you put your bag down, that seam is going to be in contact with the floor or whatever, and it can be a case that it gets worn, but also it's kind of like a weak spot, isn't it? As soon as you put a seam in place, you're creating a weakness.
Of course, and where does everything fall to? The base of your bag. The other thing is that if you've got, because you can pay and buy ready-made bases, like this, and they're generally about £18–19.
Oh wow!
That you would then sew onto here, but you would do this exact same technique with those, and they don't have the instructions to show you. You have a few little pictures on the back of the packet.
Okay, yeah.
So this is it's just another way to make, I think, a very appealing, slightly different bag. So then pop your sides together, line up where that cork finishes, and that for me is almost the important bit. Where are my clips gone? Because I want that to all line up so that. Hang on, get my head back in shot. There we go.
She's got very long arms.
I need go gadget arms.
Oh, wouldn't that be fabulous?
Everything else I can trim back, but I do just want that cork where those two meet, it just looks professional then.
Now you're using clips rather than pins on this occasion.
I am, because the wadding is thick.
Okay.
Use your walking foot. I'm using a machine that, to be honest, is a bit meaty, so doesn't necessarily require a walking foot. But if you're if you're just on your home machine, then do. If I was on any other machine, this only does straight stitch.
Oh right.
So it just does it ridiculously well. So I often don't bother with a walking foot. The only time that I bother with a walking foot is with a stretch fabric. So if I was using the PU, I would put on a walking foot then. Let me clear the pins out the way. And down we go. So you're going to stitch down both sides. Your lining you will make in the exact same way, but you will leave a turning through gap.
On nice straight seams, nothing too tricky at all.
Sorry?
Nice straight seams, nothing tricky.
No, absolutely. So this is just straight line stitching. Let's not make life. Oh hello. Have I just lost my thread? Yeah, I've just come unthreaded.
Okie dokie. Now, of course, Natasha's working with that bag pattern. It's actually come from the pick and mix at the bottom of your screen. And as Natasha said, fat quarter friendly, which means that the fabrics that you've got here are going to be perfect for the outside of your bag. So any different combination that you want. Now, if you're working with this and you're wanting to make your lining to work alongside it, you might need to look at the half-metre pieces if you're wanting a particular Tim Holtz fabric to work as the lining. But of course, you might not want to. You might have a solid that you're going to use. And to be honest, you are spoiled for choice when it comes to solids with these, because you've got blues going from your baby blues, your pale blues, going right the way through to your deeper, darker blues. Your turquoise is obviously coming into that one. If you're looking at your earthy tones, then you're going from your creams and your kind of taupes right the way through to your chocolate browns, continuing right the way through until you get to kind of your black tones. But then you've got your oranges, your pinks, your purples, everything in here. So whatever solid you've got in your stash, you will find a piece of fabric here that's going to work with it for sure. In fact, several pieces, because you've got so many different colourways, and it's all done with that digital print. That's the key thing. It's the quality of the digital print, where you don't lose any emphasis of the colour, but you're keeping that detail. So those multi-layer elements that you see with these fabrics, absolutely beautifully portrayed on the fabric, because again, it's got to be the right sort of fabric to be able to hold that print. It's all well and good having a beautiful print, but if you haven't got the right fabric, then it's a case of that you can lose it, because of course your peaks and troughs, your tooth of your fabric, you can find that some of it does disappear. So this is kind of an amalgamation of all those entities coming together to give you amazing fabric.
Right, to box the base. So when you've sewn up those sides, all you've got to do then is get to the base and pull it apart like that and place your seam down into the middle.
Okay.
Okay, just like that. And then just stitch along. Now, I mean, you can see mine isn't entirely level. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to take 1/4 of an inch along there and then just carry on straight. If you want to trim it beforehand, then do. But honestly, don't worry about it. Just find yourself that straight line and go for it. Forward and back to just seal it, because this is the corner of your bag.
Of course, with multiple layers, if anybody's working with a machine, any advice of how to work with? I mean, it's chunkier. It's not dense though, because that's the thing. Sometimes
No,
if it's a denser fabric, you can struggle.
It's no, like you say, it's not dense at all. It is just that it's thicker. So walking foot,
Okay.
just walking foot. If in doubt, pop a walking foot on, and that's it. But if I just spin it through and show you the effect. Don't know how much time we've got left for making the rest of it. Okay. But the effect that we're going to be looking at.
Yeah, we're more than happy to stick with you to the end of the show.
Okay,
We've got
cool.
about 5 minutes. That looks fabulous, doesn't it? I like that.
So that's it. And so you can see that because we've used the same weight all through, it gives you that consistency all the way through. Do it with the PU as well. Do the exact same technique with the PU. And then with your handles, I've made the handles, again, out of the cork. And you make your lining in the exact same way. Just remember to leave yourself a turning through gap. It'll have to be, because you'll have had one long length of fabric, it'll have to be a turning through gap. You can see I've got mine there.
On the side there.
And also, don't underestimate the size of that turning through gap,
Yes.
because this is bulky.
Yeah.
It is bulky. So what I'm going to do now is turn it back through, put it into my lining, right sides together, and I'm going to, well, before I do that, I'm going to baste in my handles. Now, the thing to watch with the handles is that you have them round the way that you want. So if I want my handles to be like that in my bag, then I will make sure that I pin them or baste them in like that. And what I tend to do is measure them in from one side and then just match them the other side. Let's not get overly technical with it, hey? Simply no point. So there we go. So from there, mark that. From there, mark that. There's my handle. So if you just want to make sure they're not going to be twisted. You want them how they're going to be when they come out. And like I say, I will clip them into position. I will baste them before I put my lining in, because I don't want these moving around any which way at all. But this could be a beginner make. Easy peasy.
We've got a fabulous little bag here, because I was about to say, could you actually, if you didn't want to put the handles on there, turn it and put like a zip in there or something like that?
Of course you can. What you've got is a pocketed zip
this.
pouch, and you've got the pockets on the side there with that one. Because so the one that I've got for myself at home, I put all of my makeup brushes around the outside.
Oh, yes,
and then my makeup on the inside.
That's a good idea.
And
like
that works for me. So I've got that again.
And what's this one called when we're looking at the patterns?
That is the pocketed zip pouch.
The pocketed zip pouch.
And again, the original one that I did was with the PU.
Oh, right, okay.
And it just, again, I just like to get a contrast. And it could be that the contrast is that it's a plain on the outside. It doesn't have to be a fancy schmancy fabric or anything like that.
That's fair enough.
It's just that I like.
Love it. And don't forget, we've got that PU available. 2 options, your lights and your darks, and you're getting 4